Alright, this is a quick little how you could do this at home. So, it's one I recently got, 3 of them. Different from the first one. So, first, pop the cover, pull those 2 screws out. Ball bearing in there, be careful. Okay. Those 2 screws and the plate. The first one I got didn't have the plate there. Okay. Everything there. And with the spring. Okay. So what I do is I drill a hole basically right in there. It'll come out down. There's a screw under here, and I'll take that off in a second. You can see the hole down there. And you finish drilling up from the bottom, and you get a nice pass-through for your wires right there. On this thing, the bottom of the shifter knob itself, in this position here, right on the bottom, so you'd have this thing here. So where this comes in right there, I put one of these micro switches in there. Solder or hot glue, either works. Wires on one end, I cut the other end off. Glue it down in the bottom there. And hot glue works, but I tried super glue, it just won't hold. I'm impatient. Hot glue works fine. Alright, then, so that was for the splitter. Underneath there, micro switch, glued into position, and works pretty good. I'll show you 2 I just finished today. For the high-low range gear, whatever, I put a tall, this one, a tall momentary push button style. And it's about a 3/8 inch hole. Drill in through there, and it will carve a little bit out there. And try not to go all the way down, but you will cut that little piece out. That button will fit in. You gotta do some tweaking. It'll fit in there, and when you push down on that, it will push the button up. Works just perfectly. And again, hot glue. That's what I hold them in with. But this one is all ready to go. This one, I just gotta start putting the ends on. I like to use these quick connects because I don't play truck sim all the time. And it's easy to disconnect from my button box, pull those out, pull the shifter and the rod. I have a 1/8 rod, so it gives me another 9 inches or so. Get it out of the way so I can play Minecraft or whatever the heck I'm doing. I got a spare. So the hole that I drilled is right there. Flip it around, you can see the other drilled right in there, kind of at an angle just to catch that hole. And that's strictly for feeding wires straight down. You have the wire from the one's coming from there going into the hole. I still have to drill there, and then yeah, the micro switch that's underneath that thing, those wires, those two would go through there, and that's the only thing. Yeah, that's that. Alright, there's that hole. Gotta clean it up a bit. See it right there. And the splitter won't get in the way of the wires coming out. Which is perfect. Like I said, and then that micro switch is sitting there, and click. Sorry. I'm a meathead. Watch your eyes. Alright. And I'll solder a couple wires on there. Oh, and nice little check for you. Old USB cables. Pull the wires out of them. Handy little things. And back again. So the way I figure it out is every pair of wires has a lighter colored. The lighter colored is my power. It doesn't really matter on the switch. But when it comes to... Damn it. But when it comes to these little thingies, plugging it into a board, may not look like this color, but it should look like that. Let me get it oriented here. So it plug in like that. The white wire on here is the power wire. So white is light, light colored power. And I always like to put a little hot glue on in between the contacts, just so they don't do anything funny while they're in there. Yeah, it should be dry enough. Always test fit it multiple times. Go ahead, ask me why. Ask me. Make sure that. Somewhere in there. All the way down, as far as you can push it, and then we wait. Alright, glue is dried. Trim a little excess there, because that wouldn't fit. And notice how I use different color wires. So let's screw it myself here. Oh, shoot. All right. So, next is the fun part. All right. Pay no attention to that. That's a mess up. You know, it happens. So, obviously, I can make it a little bigger and sink it down, but there's still going to be a little space on either side. And frankly, I don't care what it is. So. Let's do that. Okay. And then I will solder these on. Alright, that's gonna be fun. So, I'm going to take those wires, put it through the hole, feed that through, and put it on the top there. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. And scoot. And I purposely leave my wires long because I'm sick of cutting them too darn short for the darn project. So I can trim them after. And inside there's a little bit jagged, so watch how hard you're pulling the wires. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get set up for the next and hardest bit. Alright. As you can see, I'm just winging this. You don't want to go. Okay. So this is the hard part, and it's going to be kind of hard to show you. But, excuse me. spring, and that still has a bit of grease in it. That's good. Yeah, right side. Hope none of you get motion sickness. Ooh. A little bit of grease on the spring should help to keep that in place. And like I said, I'm not putting these things in with the springs on. Wasting my time. Okay. No, not that one. You. Something right here. Oh. Gotta face it the right way. It helps. Wires are binding. Pull gentle. That green one. There we go. Stay there. You can see the plates that came with it in here. Obviously, I can't use it. I mean, I could drill a hole out. This is easier. All right. So I'm going to tighten these all the way, not super tight, but tight enough. Make sure that, damn it. Trying to clamp something round doesn't really work. Okay. So if you ever get one of these pre-made or you make it yourself, so those are all the way tight. And just hit the splitter. If that's too tight, loosen those up just a little bit. This one is actually nice. You don't need that stupid thing with the springs in it. Okay, now get to shrink wrap the wires. I'm done for the night, but shrink wrap the wires, put the connections on there, get it into the board. The only thing I don't have are little boxes for the board. All right, now you guys get the weird angle. Something around there, sure. See, it's very scientific and accurate measurements around here. Oop. We'll get that later. So, you guys saw the weird plugs I used. I bought something else that I thought would work, and the wire that they came with just too thick of a gauge. Now you can see this wire is still thicker than the cables I'm using here, but they seem to work. Because that hinders it being quick connect. Get out of here. said I was done for the night, but hey, I got something in my head. I want to do it. So, I also bought a giant roll of shrink tubing. I didn't realize it was going to be this big, so lots of projects to come. Tuck it up inside, somewhere about there. Measure down, right about there. Good thing about this, I bought some other shrink tubing a while ago, and it was completely flat. It was absolutely horrible. Horrible to shove the cables through. Not that one. I need this one. So much nicer. It is. Alright. And for this, I'll take my lighter and I'll shrink down a little bit of inside there, just so that'll hold. And I'll take this up to the garage and get the torch on it, because I don't have a heat gun. And a blow dryer won't work. I tried multiple times, because I never learned the first time. Yeah. So, and then tape off, strip the ends. Strip the ends here, remember, light colored power, red is power, light to red, dark to black. Either side, these ones are going to be, again, white and blue, light and dark. There we go. That's it for now. Maybe I'll make another one just to finish up the project. Alright, see you.